Do you guys remember Bladers Odyssey? Well, if you don't, that's fine, because I don't remember it. I barely remember it. It was a project that was made a few years ago where they said they wanted to make a Beyblade game in a time where Beyblade games were still cool. Right now, I don't see much of a hype when it comes to Beyblade games. I don't see many out there, so I think it would technically work. And it immediately was drawn into production hell. It was delayed so many times that after some time, I just didn't care anymore and I just left the Discord server. I was like, that thing is never gonna get released anyways. And there were many people like me of that kind that thought that this game was gonna either be dropped or, you know, just delayed. And it was very soon to see that there was a lot of production hell going on around the game. There was staff members and vital ones at that as well that kept joining in. They left, they came back, they left, and it was just a big old chunk of, I don't know, nothingness. There was always a lot of talk, but nothing really was ever released and nothing really was thrown out there. There were actually a few gameplay like testing videos, like test round videos that were quite interesting. But yeah, you just haven't heard much more from it. So it was interesting of some sorts, but on the other side, it was just like there was nothing ever there to actually grasp or play. So it was really difficult to, you know, get into this. And then I just recently got the message, and I was told by one of their council people, whatever, that the game has released. And I was like, no way. It actually did. I was happy at first. I actually, it was sent to me at 3 a.m. and I looked at my phone and I was like, oh, nice. But I went back to sleep. And this morning, the first thing that I wanted to do was find the game and play it. I was like, yeah, let's go and check it out. So I looked on Roblox and I couldn't find it. So I went back onto their Discord server, looked in the announcement tab, and I've seen that they posted a link. And I clicked on it and I wasn't able to get into it. And I was like, what's going on? What's going on here? And then they said, okay, so there's a new channel out there which is called the Alpha 0.1 or something like that. The Bladers Odyssey Alpha 0.1. So I was like, all right, that's cool. How do I get in? And then they were talking about a paywall of 1,500 Robux. And you've heard me. People have waited for this thing to release for years. I mean, we're talking about a loyal community for years and years and years and years and years. And once they actually released the alpha, they paywalled it for 1,500. And I immediately went to chat and I asked everybody, and I was like, is that the right way to do it? Is that the right way to, you know, basically give back to the community that has followed this project for years? We're not talking about weeks and months here, guys. We're talking about years. And then, you know, charging them 1,500. So I went in and I went a little deeper and I started to dig deeper and see what the people were talking about. And apparently, I mean, I haven't seen it. I haven't done that research, but apparently I was told that the reviews were positive. There's about 400 to 500 people right now that paid 1,500 Robux to get into alpha, but there's also a huge downside as well. People reported that there's not much content. So there's not much to play, not much to do in the game, and people, some of them at least, were not so happy about. So what do I think of this? I talked to V, which is like one of the people in there that does stuff, you know, and I said, I don't know, is that really the way? I mean, to me personally, it just sounds like a cash grab. Now, if the game would have been like do you know what kind of games you can get for $15 US? There's like so many good games out there, like AAA games that you can get for $15. Now, I personally don't think that $15 for me, it would not hurt me. Like, I could spend $15 on it to make a review on it. I just am not willing to pay for it because I think it's greedy. That's the reason why. Now, I know that these games do need funds and they need to have some sort of money to be produced, but I also think that if you really don't want to be greedy, release a proper game. 1,500 Robux is a hefty amount in the world of, hey man, we have a game. Okay, so let's just play this game here. So we have a game. I have a game. that you are interested in, right? And I keep pushing it over years and years and years and years. And then I'm like, yo, you want to play my game now? And everybody's like, yeah, we do. Let's go and play the game. And I'm like, you gotta give me 15 bucks for it. And then they do, and they don't get even slightly a fully fledged game. So the last thing that I remember when I talked to the people and some devs and stuff like that, what they said was the game already had a lot of content. It was very ambitious too. You know, Bladers Odyssey is very ambitious. It has a lot on its plate. And I think it also had a little bit of an identity crisis to not really know what it wanted to be. Straight up from the beginning, I heard that the game was supposed to be a story game, where it's just 100% story. And then I heard that there was like PvP added, and they started playing against each other, and they wanted to do more with that system as well. And it just kind of had a little bit of an identity crisis. And then V explained it to me that way, that the game suddenly has like had this big crash because Roblox changed some sort of, I don't know, like the engine of the game or something like that, because that was like years ago, right? So they changed the engine, so they had to recode and redo the entire game. To this date, I'm not entirely sure how much of that is true and how much isn't. I can't confirm it because I don't know. But what I do know is I worked with other developers. One of them was Zoot, that had a few like games like Tab Simulator and so on. And he also told me about that Roblox does change a lot of things in their engine here and then, that some games might actually crash that are in development for a longer phase. So I think there is true. So this is Tyler from the edit. I just quickly had to make this one. I've seen that they issued a refund. So I guess that's good. They are refunding the people that were not happy with the alpha. So if you don't enjoy what you've been getting, because I think the community does deserve some sort of a refund system if they are feeling scammed. I personally would see it as a greedy scam if they wouldn't of offering those refunds, but they do. So I don't want to just trash them all over. I just want to let you guys know that they do offer refunds. So make sure to message either Hunter or V, which is great. It's good to see. It's good to see in the community that they offer refunds. So if you really are not happy with the state of the game currently, you can go and message these guys. Truth about it on that, you know, nobody really wants to be stuck in this production hell. Nobody really wants to go into that, you know. Everybody would love to have a smooth process of making a game. A game that has been stuck for years is really difficult to handle, and I don't even know where I would start with. There's so many ups and downs that you can't even comprehend on what's going on. But I don't know if charging 1,500 Robux for an alpha is the way. That's just me looking at it from a community standpoint, because that's all I can do. I'm not a developer. I'm not part of the team. I'm not part of any of these guys. I can only think of this as an ambitious player. You guys know that, the ones that do remember my channel for Bladers Rebirth, you guys know that this was a big part of my channel's history, and I enjoyed every single step of it. And I do crave a good Bladers game. I do crave one. I do think that it's time to have a really good Bladers game. But if you're being, just because of that, being pulled into an alpha, they said that the alpha is supposed to stay alpha for 3 months. But judging and according to the game's history, we all know that those 3 months are highly likely that they're not going to be, you know, met the 3 months. I don't think it will, just judging by how difficult the production of this game was. I don't think that that is going to happen. I don't think so, at least. Maybe you think otherwise and you've seen the project, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be delays again, because you can only judge by what's been happening in the past. Now, of course, they might have newer developers, or they've changed around the team and stuff like that. I've talked to some really crucial people in there, and they also all said that it's not a good idea to have 1,500 Robux as a price tag. I mean, 500 Robux and stuff is fine, but V said something along those lines as that's not how the market works anymore. 500 Robux is not enough. And I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. honestly. I'm not gonna be the one that's leaking chat messages in here in the videos and stuff. I'm not doing that, but that's what he said. He said that that's not really how the market works anymore. You know, you gotta have more money in it. In the alpha right now, they have about 200 people playing actively, I think, somewhere along those lines, and 400 altogether. The game had some issues in between after launch. After the alpha launch, there was some issues. It was restricted and some sort of stuff that happened along the way that made it more difficult to market the place, or at least let people play it, because there was like an age restriction on it or something. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like Kanye West, man. It's so hard to like. Like I like Kanye West's music, but him as a person, it's just like, huh. And you know, it's the same with Bladers content on Roblox. I like Bladers content. I like Beyblade content on Roblox, but I don't know if that is the way you should be handling a game. And especially after all those years, to have such a big loyalty fan group. Apparently everything is supposed to be good and stuff once you get into the game, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. That's just me. I just think that's just a really bold move. It's a really bold move to say, you know what, we're gonna charge 1,500 Robux. But anyways, that's my thoughts on this. Let the drama begin, you know. That's what I do. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Maybe they get to themselves and do something about it. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know if you think if the game actually will ever really properly release to the public, like in a free way, in a free sense. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.